All right. Good morning and welcome to 5 Minutes or More with Pastor. It is Tuesday, June 23rd. It's a beautifully sunny day outside. It's going to be a warm one though, so try to stay cool if you can. But 5 minutes or more on this Tuesday morning. Good morning, Anita, and maybe a few other ones, some folks here on YouTube as well. Pop on to say good morning. Good to see you. I'm not sure what it's like at your house right now, but got a lot of work to do. Good morning, Katie. I'm sure the boys, Judah and Ash, are there with you as well. Got a lot of things going on here at the house um, in preparation for going camping tomorrow, but work to be done because everything that for the weekend for services needs to be ready today as well. And then I just found out we have painters coming, and so that should be fun as well. And then some good news, but still adding to the craziness is that Daniel just told me that the tent is scheduled to be delivered tomorrow between 2 and 6. And so thankfully he has somebody that'll be there to sign for it. But that should be fun. Good morning, Kelsey. I'm just seeing a few people roll on here, but a lot of things going on just in preparation for this busy week. Just a reminder, tomorrow will be the last day that we have 5 minutes or more with Pastor this week, because we'll be in a place that doesn't have good cell reception. But we're in Psalm 56. I just want to share a really quick thought. I'm sure you've heard it before, this verse before, but boy, it's a great comfort. It's a great peace in difficult times. Psalm 56 and verse 8 says this. David speaking to God in a time of distress. It's believed at this point he's been taken captive by the Philistines. And in verse 8, he says, "Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book?" Um, David is recording his trust in God even during these difficult times of being captured by the Philistines in these circumstances that seem to be overwhelming and discouraging. David chose to focus on not what he was experiencing around him, but focus on instead on God. He was going to focus on the sufficiency of God and what God did for him and does for him. One of the things he says here, he says, "Thou tellest my wanderings," or you know my wanderings. You direct my steps, even in this time where I'm taken captive by the Philistines. Lord, you tellest my wanderings. You've charted every single step, and I know that you're in control. But the really interesting part, and I'm sure the thing that draws our attention when we look at Psalm 56 and verse 8, is this idea that he puts our tears in a bottle. Notice, though, that David says that God has two different ways of record keeping. He has two different record keeping systems for our tears. If you ever wonder if God cares, if you ever wonder if God is paying attention, if you ever wonder about those things, just remember, not only does God number the hair on your head, not only does God mark your steps and your wanderings, God has two recording systems for our tears. Notice what he says. He says, "Put down my tears in a bottle." Now, history tells us that even as far back as the time of David, they would have little bottles that were called, or little vials that were called lacrimatory or lacrimatory. And you can even, if you go to Israel today, you can find these ancient bottles in antique stores and those kinds of things. And basically, back in David's day, when somebody was ill or when somebody was in great distress and a friend would go to visit them, they would purchase one of these little vials, one of these little bottles, and they would take them to go visit their friend. And I guess in the recounting of or in their time together, as the tears would roll down their cheek, they would catch those tears in a bottle, and they were used to be a reminder and to be preserved as a memorial of that person's pain. And David was saying something like, God visits me and he observes, he remembers my pain. He remembers the struggles that I go through. But he also says this, he says, "Are they not in thy book?" Not only are they kept in a bottle, they're kept in a book. God records them. He keeps them written out there. And so by bottling them, he assures us that he is remembering the steps of our life and the difficult moments of our lives. And in recording them, it's a reminder that he's taken careful observation of what is going on in our lives. It's a reminder of how closely he notices and how deeply he cares. I want you to know this morning that nothing about our lives, nothing about my life, nothing about your life ever escapes the Father's observation. And that is why, like David, you and I can find peace in difficult times. And I hope you do, just like David. I hope you have a great day. I know many of you have busy days, just like mine today. Many of you will see over the coming days at the camp out, and we're excited about that. Looks like the weather's going to be good, and we should have a fun time at that. And so we'll see you guys then. And then tomorrow morning, again, is the last opportunity for 5 minutes or more with Pastor. So I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.